Yo, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out today. It is Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful day today. A bunch of huge tournaments and chances at big money. I think it's going to be a good one. And I've actually already started. We have some red felt hype. That's right, confirmed. Starting the stream, we have the red felt hype already. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Guys, I think today is the day, but obviously this week, or next week when Scoop starts, like, I'm pretty pumped. Alright, here we go. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Hold the baby. That's good news. That's great news. Hold. Let's go, you guys. 31K. We're back in the tournament. Another goal of mine this week is we're going to be all in with Ace King here. Because I want to make sure I eat super clean and my sleep schedule is super on point. So, like, that's going to become before everything else. Alright, here we go. Big sweat. Well, I mean, this is a medium sweat, actually. I lied. Holy crap. We have aces up here in the kickoff. All in. We call. Against sevens, holds. We're out at the Sunday kickoff, you guys. $168 earned, but we just lose the ace sevens for, like, such a huge pot. Oh, my goodness. Alright, let's bet here in this 44 bounty builder. There's a $30 bounty on our opponent's head. Hey. Against Jack 10, do we hold? We have 88%. That's 100%. We get that $30 bounty, so 15 cash, 15 on our head, and the huge chip stack up to 17K. Alright, Queen 10 off is going to be shoved here for 5.5 big blinds. We're going to hit the big blind next hand, so we got to pick up chips at some point. $115 earned. Get a reshove. I mean, it could be worse. You just flop a queen sometimes. Well, never mind. We're out of the tournament, you guys. $115. I get a nice little profit there. We're about 150 in the profit so far in the tournaments we've played, but not exactly what we were looking for. We're gonna bet. Throw jacks. Ever thought about putting music on? Yes, with my new overlay, I think I'll be able to play music. Hunter. The only reason I can't right now is because I release content on YouTube every day. Sick plug for YouTube, by the way. If you type !YouTube in the chat, it'll give you a link. And the music is copyright over there. And this, I mean, this isn't very fun, obviously. With jacks. This is really close, for sure. Because, like, how's our range doing? We would have to risk 4,100 to win this 2,600 immediately, or if they call, it would be this plus another, you know, 3,500. So I think our hand is probably too strong to fold here. But it sucks. For 56 bigs, it sucks, for sure. It's 7-3. Oh, hey, good turn. Good turn for us. We got him. 9,900. All right, and we see this flop. We'll bet. This will put 34.70 in there. Yeah, that's enough. It's enough to shove the turn. Here we go. Against the Jack 9, do we hold? That's a good turn. There we go, you guys. Up to 210,000 in the 33 rebuy. Not bad. J-Scoop is a home game series we're going to start running next Sunday. So with the Spring Championship of Online Poker going on, again, I will show you guys what that looks like. So for 15 days, we have really good structured, huge tournaments on PokerStars called the Spring Championship of Online Poker. The first event, $11, $109, and $1K. There's 3 tiers for each event, so it really is inclusive for a lot of people. What I'm going to do is for this first event, I'm going to run a buy-in of 20% below. So I'm going to run a $2 home game, right? So it's going to be a $2 home game, $11, a 109, and a 1K. And I'm going to be playing all these home games. We're going to do like a leaderboard, basically. We're going to give away a trophy for the winner of the main event, as well as the overall leaderboard. There's going to be added prizes. There's going to be an $11 scoop ticket for every person that knocks me out throughout the whole series. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for that next week. And that's when it kicks off. So, yeah. Aces. And let's bet. Bet get a call. We see 6 on the turn. And I think we keep betting. We left ourselves awkward sizes here. We'll keep betting though. Should have bet a little bit bigger so that we could have shoved 300 more or 250 more would have done the trick. 3 on the river. That's a relative brick. I still think I had the best hand a lot of the time here. So I am going to shove for value. Name, and our baby's name is Jordan. Thank you. Jordan, a guy, by the way. Also not free, but something I would have had in the long run eventually. Anyways, so it's alright. Well, I think we call. If they have a jack, we're doing okay. 3-bet the ace-8 here in the satellite. Alright, York. I wish I had a salty tag. While we wait, we're all in with queens against ace-queen, and we win. So 7,300 chips in the hot 11. Antes right from the first level makes the turning too fast. Variance is way too high. It's not worth to play them anymore. Okay, I will pass that along for sure. And I guess we call here. I didn't think about whether we'd have to call or not, but I guess with the gutter and 2 overs and c-betting, we have to call, given that we basically have our stack here plus their stack here, so we're getting 2 to 1. So we call and hope for the best. God, no. It's a terrible hand to see, but we get there. York is not going to like this dude. Oh boy. Get ready for the fireworks. York. I'm sorry, York. I'm sorry, man. Poor York. Man, York is probably tilted. Probably not tilted enough for us to shove this, though. So we're all in here for a $50 bounty with ace-king suited. Snapperino. We got a flip. That's a king for $25. Ah, no. Not a jack on the river. And shove. Shove this ace-queen over the 13 big blind rip. If we call, we're going to be priced in to call all of these people. So it doesn't matter if we call here. If they shove, we still have to call. So I feel like we're behind once we see this reshove, but it doesn't change the decision. We still definitely have to go all in against this. And we are going to lose to Master C. It's going to put us back to starting stack. Go to the ace-10. We see a raise to 200 here. And kind of a weird spot. I don't think we can quite flat, so I'm going to 3-bet this open. And we get a call. We see an ace-jack-8. I think not a bad board to check back here and pot control a bit. There's not too many bad turns. Most of them improve our hand or give us some equity or something like that. 9 on the turn. We will call a bet if it comes in, but it checks. Let's bet. Jamie and Jamie pronounced the same way, yes. In some countries, I think the way my name is spelled would be pronounced Jaime, but Jamie has always been how it's pronounced. Check it down. Probably lose to ace-queen, I was going to say. Usually. But I don't think we can bluff. Maybe we could bluff. Such a specific range to try and bluff. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we bluff there with our ace-10? Or just show it down and hope we have the best hand? So we're isolating here. This opponent's all in for 2 big blinds, only 2,000 chips, and there's 2,600 in the middle. So it's kind of just like a bonus that we get to fight them. That's a set. Run good. All right. A little bit of run good. The post-lunch run good. I like it. We need some. PokerStars paid for Jamie's haircuts. No, they did not. Hair is not as much swag today, but it's still swaggy. I feel like. I don't know if you can call your own hair swaggy, but you know, just in terms of like if I had to rate my own hair on a day, today is probably a 7, 6.8 of the standard median day of hair. We're gonna call here, King Queen. Against King 4. Holy crap. Stepping out. We get there with a flush. They make a pair, but no goods. We're up to 33,000 now in the hot 11. Up here with the ace 3, though. We're gonna call. And flop a gut shot on the 7-5 deuce. C-bet range is small. They snap bet 666. I don't think we can fold, so I'm just gonna check raise here with probably an over and a gutter. I wish that their c-bet percentage was a little bit higher to make this more clear cut. They have queens, alright, we have 28%. We get there though, which is good. And we now have 9,800. So I think that's like, it's an interesting concept, because obviously we got there. If we didn't get there, people wouldn't like it, but this is something I definitely wasn't doing a while ago, like a couple weeks ago, that I'm doing now. It's like we got it in there against an overpair, and we still won 30% of the time, right? What happens when they fold? Well, we pick up their c-bet plus what's in the pot, so that's quite a lot. So that's just like an example of a little bit more aggressive play. That obviously we got lucky in that scenario, but if we run that situation a million times, I think I win a decent chunk. And just shove up here with the 10s. 10s beat King Queen, nice. Oh no, we chop. Oh, I thought it was the other way. Trip aces with 8s. Ah, chop star. That's okay. I guess it was a flip, so I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Open up the ace king, and also we have aces here. I think I'm gonna mini raise back to cork. Basically price them in and keep this under the gun player in the pot, hopefully. And we do go 3 ways. I think we just check shove now. Against King Jack. There we go. Not bad. So we're up to 46,000 in the storm. So we raise pre, they call in the small blind, they lead on this flop. We call, turn is a 4 of clubs, they bet again. I think we have to call again. All the draws missed still. So I still think we call. Does suck we block the ace-high flush draw. They can't have that in their range, but they can have a lot of other draws. And we've seen 8 on the river, which does complete some hands that they can potentially lead with, and now we have to fold. But I think we have to make the call on the turn. Go over here, let's shove the queen jack. We back on the sub team, thank you. $16.67 locked up. We need a queen or a jack or a club. That's a club, let's go. And a straight. We'll just take the club though. While we wait, we have queens up here in the hot 55. Bill Lewinsky calls. Still going to be a shove for us though. Ace king 7-8 queens. Big flip. Big flip. Ah, Bill makes a flush. Bill makes a flush. Nice hand, Bill. Good luck in the tournament, man. And we pick up queens. Oh, we're going to win the hot 11. It's going to happen. It's going to be so sick. Oh, come on. Come on, man. GG. Ace queen against king 8. That's a good start. There's one where there's a guy that actually wanted to beat up the houseman. I wasn't here for this, but... So it was a 1-2 game, and this guy was getting kicked out or whatever because he was too drunk. And the guy was coming at Scott, like trying to beat him up, basically. And, of course, the actual cage locks in the poker room. So you could go in the cage and like close the door, and they couldn't get in. So he went in the cage and closed the door as this guy was sort of running after him. And this guy's swearing at him and like trying to reach into the cage. And when Scott has a second, he just like puts his head up in between the bars and gives him one of these, and then goes back. And obviously the whole room is laughing. I unfortunately didn't get to see that one, but God, that sounds like a good story. Just like waiting for security to get there. And this one is sort of a legendary hand. I don't tell the story very well, but I'm going to try anyways. So there was a dealer's choice game at my casino in Lethbridge. Anyways, it was just 1-2, but it was an uncapped buy-in. So people would buy in for a K or whatever and just like dust it off. It was a big game considering the city. And a bunch of like businessmen would play it and retired people that had money would play it, etc. And I would play it. And there's this one guy named JV, John Vincent, and he's a retired dentist. And he would sit in the game and play. But the thing is, JV is the sickest grinder of all time. He's a super nit, but he would get there at open and he'd stay till close and then he'd go home. In this game, you have to choose the poker game of choice. So there's, of course, No Limit Hold'em, which no one chose. There was Pot Limit Omaha, which means you get 4 cards. You have to use 2 from your hand, 3 from the board. And then there's Pot Limit Omaha High-Low, which means it's a split pot game between the high and the low. Now, this is sort of where our story goes crazy. There's another young guy in the game named Joe, who is a delivery driver. He's a really nice guy, but like he tilts. He definitely tilts. And Joe chooses the game, and Joe chooses Pot Limit Omaha High. Now JV, of course, being the nitty all-day grinder that he is, thinks that the game is high-low because he's sleeping, of course, with his sunglasses on. He's just kind of like this. The game started. So he thinks that it's high-low, but it's actually Omaha High. This sets the hand. Joe pots it. 3 or 4 calls, whatever, standard in the game. And JV calls in the big blind with like ace, deuce, 7, 8 or something, you know? So ace, deuce is a very strong hand in this game because it can make the low, or the game that JV thinks he's playing but not actually playing. So the flop comes something like, let's say 3-4 jack. Okay? 3-4 jack. So in JV, the nit dentist that's sleeping's mind, he has the nut low draw. He can make the very best low hand possible if he hits the turn. So, you know, it checks, and it goes back to Joe, who pots it. He full out pots it. And, you know, there's maybe one call, and JV calls, and they go to the turn. We should maybe raise here on the button. And on the turn, it's a brick. It's like another jack, right? So the board is 3-4 jack, jack on the turn. JV checks. Joe pots it again. They're sitting around $1,200 big blind, or $1,200 deep here. Joe pots it. The other guy folds. Action's back on JV. And people are sort of just waiting for him at this point, you know? Like, he is very deliberate and slow. He takes his time. So you're not really sure what he's thinking. But he has his sunglasses on, of course, right? So he's sort of just sitting there like this. And we sit there for about a minute. And then someone says, JV, you know, it's on you, right? He fell asleep on the turn. So he wakes up. And then after he wakes up, he calls. He just has the naked low draw. That's it. No pair. Just ace, deuce, 3-4, jack, jack on the board. He has the nut low draw when they're playing PLO high, so he has absolutely nothing. He's playing the wrong game, and he just fell asleep. But he calls. The river is like a 7, right? So the 7 gives JV a pair of 7s. He has one pair, but more importantly, in his mind, he has the nut low, right? So he's like, okay, I have the nuts here, basically. So he checks, like any good, you know, tired, nitty dentist would. And Joe, the raging, tilting guy that he is now, pots it all in for, I don't know how much they had left, like let's say 800 or 700. And JV calls. He's like, I got the nut low. And everyone at the table's like, JV, we're playing PLO high. And then Joe, like, visibly steamed, you know, like red in the face, looks at his hand, mucks, and walks out of the casino. And JV, playing the wrong game, falling asleep in the middle of the hand, wins like a $2,500 pot with a pair of 7s. Games are good. All right, we have queens here. Let's win some money with queens. Come on, H-Sound. Ah, no! I guess we just shove. Samuel Couch with the 4-month resub. Thank you so much, man. Welcome back to Staples. Hearts out in chat. H-Sound only has 23k left, so we just bet. And we take it down. We take this one down. Okay, so there's one more story I have for you, which is like very funny if you know this guy. I have a friend named Brian, and Brian's a great guy. He's awesome. He's a teacher. He used to be a professional poker player. He goes by Pearl Jammer. But Brian is like super tilty dude. He's playing this 1-2 game in the afternoon, right? And he bets the flop, and this guy calls it really quickly that he doesn't like. And like, okay, you know, and the turn comes, and there's a lot of draws, and so he bets his hand, whatever his hand is, really, really strongly, but there's like a flush draw out there, right? So he bets big, and the guy calls. And the river completes the flush. And you can just see him like bubbling up in rage, just like so angry. So angry, because he knows that this fun player just got there when he shouldn't have called the turn, and he can't handle it. The fun player shoves all in. And he... and he starts going on a rant, like, I know you got there, like, why did you call on the turn? You're such an idiot. Again, this guy's a very good player, but, like, he would rage sometimes. And, so he takes his stack, he has a remaining 200 or something. He takes all of his stack except for one $5 chip. And he drops it in the tip bucket. He throws basically the whole thing into the tip jar, and then he throws out his $5 chip, and he calls. I just want to see what you had. I'm giving it to them. You're not getting the money. So those were some good times from the good old Lethbridge Casino poker room. And we played this series, and we hung out there. And slept a lot and played a lot of poker, and that was about it. And then we went home. Every once in a while we reminisce about that trip, because it was so ridiculous. There was no point to it. Like, why would you drive 2 days to play poker in another city? Like, you just have a game right here that's probably better. But it was just like such carefree times, you know? It was just like we had no responsibilities. We were true poker, like broke poker pros, and nothing mattered. You could just like hit the road and go. You know, if you want to go do something, just do it. This is it. This was my beauty. This is the car I drove. Guys, I always thought it had such a nice rump. I had a little spoiler on mine though. I always thought it had such a nice back end to the J30, you know? It's like, damn, that's a nice back end. Uh-oh, we get reshoved on by Nismo Jizz. Ah, dominated. 10 or 5. We bust out of the million, unfortunately, you guys. GG. And we're going to shove the King Jack in middle position for 13 big blinds. We get called behind. Ugh. It's not good. Alright, well, we have a big blind left. I'm going to die on this hand. So we have one big blind, so it's going to be profitable with every hand. And with the antes, we want to at least cover the antes. So we got to go all in here, even though our hand sucks. Alright, 6. 6-6. GG. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I'm going to be back on Saturday. Why Saturday? Well, these coming weeks, we have the Spring Championship of Online Poker. It starts next Sunday. For 15 days straight, I'm going to be streaming every single low event, but half the mid events and 5 of the high events. It's going to be a huge series. The buy-ins for me are around $14,000. And we're also going to be running a home game series with a bunch of added prizes, a trophy for the overall leader, plus the winner of the series. An $11 scoop ticket for everyone that knocks me out of each tournament. There's going to be 55. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's all coming up next week. So I just want to make sure everything's done and I'm prepared for the biggest 15-day grind that I've ever had, ever. It'll be the most streams you guys have ever seen from me at one time. The most poker that I have ever played in 15 days, and it's coming up soon, okay? So I'm preparing for that.
Also, just so you know, I will be going on the EPT live stream starting up on Thursday. On Thursday, I'm going to be going on the EPT live. I will definitely host it from my channel, but check it out. PokerStaples has great content all week for that, so that's the plan. I will be making videos on YouTube about scoops, so stay tuned on YouTube for what's going on. But that's it from me for 5 days. It's gonna be sad. I miss you guys already. But we had a good week. It was fun. We had some really close calls yesterday, and I'm really feeling good about my game entering Scoop. So let's hope. I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. But until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you later.